Hi, and welcome back to Beyond the Monsters. Today I have Claire here. Where are you from, Claire?
I just moved to Chattanooga about a year
Chattanooga.
ago, but I'm
Okay.
from the East Coast of North Carolina.
Okay. We're going to get into her story today.
Swear I'm turning inside out, I'm inside out. I'm turning inside out, I'm inside out.
All right, Claire, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm excited. I just briefly looked over your submission,
Yeah.
and my goodness, she definitely has a story.
Yeah, I don't even remember what I put because I think it was a late night thing I found. I was like, let me
Yeah.
just write something. It was probably about like my dad or my mom or something. I'm not really sure.
Yeah. Well, start wherever you want. Do you want to start like where you grew up?
Sure. I my parents met via a newspaper article that I still have actually, and then I was born in Jacksonville, North Carolina, and so that's where I
Okay.
grew up. My dad, he was a Marine before I was born, and last
Okay.
stationed there and stayed there. So
Okay.
yeah,
Were you only child?
I was an only child.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which, yeah, was a good thing, and then, like, it was a little sad, but I had a really good childhood best friend that was like a sister to me, so
Aw,
yeah,
good.
yeah.
So what was childhood like?
It was rough.
Yeah.
I think I look back at it and, I'm thankful it was just me because of the way it was, but I definitely, like, needed somebody.
Mm,
Luckily, I had my friend Katie. But yeah, no, it was interesting. Had parents that I've always said felt like they shouldn't have ever been together.
okay.
My dad had, I don't know, he cut off his family and like lied about a bunch of things and like had started fresh and then met my mom.
Oh, so before your mom.
Yeah, before my mom even changed his last name from his family last name and everything and just cut everybody off.
What kind of story did he give? Do you know?
Yeah, so oh man. He had always I always like grew up knowing that his family was murdered when he was a young child. Yeah, and like that's what
Okay.
he told me. And so that's what I grew up knowing and believing. He said he was Native American. And so like we used to go to powwows, all sorts of stuff. My middle name is a Comanche name. It's Quahati.
Okay.
He like went with like the whole thing. Yeah, changed his last name from Reyes to Parker. Parker was like the chief of the Comanches was like his last name. Um, a whole bunch of
So
stuff.
who was supposedly murdered? Mom, dad? S-
Siblings. Yeah.
he's the
He like killed
sole.
everybody off. Yeah, he was the sole survivor of the whole incident and grew up. I don't remember what he told me how he grew up. I don't remember if it was like I don't know. I don't remember that part honestly. I couldn't tell you.
uh
Yeah. Yeah.
so did it not happen?
It did not happen, and I didn't know
Stop.
this until after he passed away, and I was looking at
Stop.
going into, like,
Ugh.
foster care because I didn't wanna live with my mom.
How old were you then?
He passed away, like, 2 months shy of my 12th or 13th birthday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then, DSS or whoever, they looked into his story, and I, like, kept telling them the same thing, and I'm sure they probably thought it was wild.
Right.
'Cause, like, as an adult now, I'd be like, "If a kid told me that, that's wild."
Right.
And, um,
Right.
yeah, so they actually, like, I guess, dove into it and, like, they were looking around. I remember being asked if I wanted to live with my mom. She was deported when I was 8. Her home country is Sweden.
Okay.
Um, she was she tried, I think, but just was not mom material.
Right.
I honestly I don't know if she even wanted to have kids, but she had me at, like, 38, and let's see, she was a really bad alcoholic up until she passed away a few years ago. Um,
How was your dad before he passed away? Obviously, we know he doesn't tell the truth.
yeah,
But, like,
so
other than that, like, how was he? If mom was an alcoholic, what was dad like?
dad, he was honestly, like, I kinda grew up thinking of him as, like, my hero. My mom, like, I wanna say, like, she wasn't terrible, she just didn't know how to mother. I don't know. Maybe I'm making
Right.
excuses, but I always like hope for the best in people anyways.
Yeah.
But my dad, like he didn't like to come home. Like after work, he'd go to the bars and try
Okay.
just to avoid the home situation.
Did they fight a lot? Or
Yeah, we
yeah.
had the cops over at my house often. I remember growing up with them, like coming
Like
over a lot.
physical stuff or just
Yeah, I think it was mostly my mom that was more physical. I remember her being more physical with him versus
okay.
the other way around. He
Right.
would send me to bed early, just to get me out of the situation. I remember one night we had a bonfire. I was at least 8 years old, 7 or 8 at this point, and we were having a bonfire, and they both had been drinking, and she started getting aggressive, and so my dad made me go to bed, and I like was so mad about it because like I wanted to stay up, but
Right.
the next morning I saw him, and he had a huge gash on his face, and she had taken like one of those like hand mixers and like she had gone into the house, grabbed it, and threw it at him, and it, like the plug sliced his face, and like clear as day had that scar until he passed
Yeah.
away,
Oh
and like just
gosh.
like a constant like reminder of it.
Yeah.
Um,
Were they together until he passed?
yeah. Oh well, no. So he there had been other like situations with my mom. I think one of like the last straws where he decided like something needs to happen. And I've seen emails like since he passed away of him like writing to her family like we need help, like Elizabeth has a problem.
Really?
Yeah, just like trying to say like we need out of this situation. Claire deserves better.
Right.
Um I remember like being at like a we had like outdoor like plastic furniture for our kitchen table,
Yeah.
and I just remember like sitting in between them, and my mom got mad at him, went to like throw like a beer bottle at him, and it hit me in the head.
It
Yeah,
hit you. Oh
and
gosh.
shortly after that, and like nothing happened to me, I just
But
remember it
still.
though.
Yeah.
Shortly after that is when I went to school one day, came back, and he was like, "Your mom's been arrested. Um, like they found out she's illegal." And so she's being like detained or whatever. I don't remember exactly how he
Do you
said
think
it
he
to me.
reported her?
Oh, so I was not there. I do not know the facts, but from what I was told, he had like gotten somehow like some drugs and had it in her car and called like immigration on her when he like got her to go grocery shopping or something.
Shit.
Yeah, like at Food
Oh
Lion.
God.
So,
Really?
yeah, I don't remember if that's like the truth or not, but like I remember being told that like multiple
Yikes.
times, you know what I mean? So
Right.
I was like, okay, well, what a BA. I don't know.
Right. Right.
He did what he had to do to protect his kid, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was
Did you feel
interesting.
that way, or do you still feel that way that he was probably just protecting
I think he
you?
was trying, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And, I mean, he didn't always make the best decisions, but I think he tried with like the tools he had, you
Right.
know.
How did he pass?
I had took me to school early. I always have to give the long story.
That's okay.
He took me to school early one day. I had a field trip. I was out at the field trip, and while I was away on my field trip, he had gone home for lunch, was headed back to work, and I guess it had been raining a little bit that day, and an 18-wheeler jackknifed right into his driver's side door.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
So they said he died instantly, which is a relief because I can't imagine what that was even like, or even like
Right.
seeing that come towards you,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah. So, um, but after my mom had left, he stopped drinking, stopped smoking. Like,
Oh, so he was
he,
like
he,
up
yeah,
going upward, doing
yeah, he
good.
was doing
Yeah.
good. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
So,
you had to be crushed.
I was devastated, and then also I was like, "What do I do?" Because
Yeah.
I remember, like, calling him because he gave me a cell phone when I was, like, I think 11 or 12. He was like, "Just in case," because he was a single dad. He was like, "In case anything happens, call me."
Right.
And then, like, had the worry because my mom, I guess, would threaten to, like, come back and take me even though, immigration, she
Yeah.
couldn't
She has
quite.
a little
Yeah,
problem.
exactly.
Yeah.
And, like, the teachers and the staff at my schools knew, like, my mom was not allowed to take me if she ever popped up out of nowhere.
Right.
And I knew, like, I didn't wanna, like, go with her because like, I
Yeah.
remembered the memories.
Right.
They were still pretty fresh because I mean, it had only been, like, 4 years or so.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I remember just calling and calling because the teacher's like, call your parents, let them know, like, we're actually going to be back a little early.
Oh,
And he didn't answer his cell phone, didn't answer the house phone, didn't answer his work phone. I even tried calling his boss. And I
and he
don't know.
probably always answered you when you
Yeah.
called.
And
Yeah.
like, I remember just feeling like super anxious. Like, why is my dad not answering? Like, oh, he's going to like not pick me up on time. I remember
Right.
thinking, like, I have band practice tonight. Like, what's
Yeah.
going to happen? And then when I got to the school, the assistant principal was waiting for me at the bus door and was like, you need to come with me. And I was like, I need to go find my dad because I didn't see his car in the parking lot or anything. I was looking for that truck too. And I was like, I don't see
Yeah.
him. And it like, I remember feeling panicked, like, I need to go find my dad. I need to find my dad because I
Right.
worried about him too.
Right.
Yeah. And they're like, no, you need to come with me. Yeah.
Were they nice about it, I hope?
They were. I remember just sitting in the chair and then my friend's mom, I just remember looking at her face and like thinking like, why is she so sad?
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
And then so I think the principal was the one that broke it to me. And I mean, they did it in the best way possible, but
Your
it's
friend's mom
still
was there, though? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So they were our neighbors for a couple of years. And then that's who my dad relied on. Like, he was like, in case anything happens to me, like, hopefully you'll go with them
Right.
until, whatever.
Right.
And then so they knew like she would be the one to like take me in at least. So like
Yeah.
she was there when I found out, and it was bizarre. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
God, you were so young.
I know. I don't know. I don't think I fully grasped it either. Like,
Yeah.
it didn't feel real. Kind of to me, I think maybe the denial. I was like, all
Yeah.
right, it's like sleepover time. Like, this is weird because,
Right.
I didn't have any family here
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
all.
So what happens from that point?
So the Rochelle's were great. They took me in. They got furniture from my
Oh,
house.
you were allowed to stay with them.
Yeah, I was allowed to stay with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. However, I didn't realize everything that was going on in the background. I didn't realize that like I was going to talk to like DSS and like I had to start counseling and all those other things,
Yeah.
which was appropriate. But I think I didn't realize like people were trying to find if I had family or somewhere to go. So they
Like
weren't.
to place you somewhere else.
Yeah. And I remember being asked, they're like, do you want to live with your mom? And I was like, no, I don't. I just
Yeah.
didn't. And then like also I didn't want to move to Sweden, which honestly I probably should have because like it's great over there. But
Yeah.
I remember thinking like this is my home. Like this is what I
Right.
know. And like just the whole new concept was so
Were they okay with you
crazy.
staying there
They
for her?
were,
Okay.
yeah, so he passed away on February 24th, and I think I actually lived with him until either like late June or July, maybe.
Oh, you
Yeah.
couldn't stay?
I wanted to so bad, but they actually found out my dad had family.
Oh. Is that
Yeah.
good or bad?
It ended up being great.
Oh,
It
okay.
was so good, and I'm so thankful for them. I mean, they're
Wait, not the family that was supposed to be
no, well,
murdered.
yeah, that one. Yeah, the one that he killed off. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So they're still alive.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So I guess they went through and like because my dad was a Marine, they had a lot of like records and stuff, and then they realized he actually changed his last name, and on those documents he had that he was. So I was told he was born in Oklahoma. And that's, I mean, what he told me.
Right.
And that's where all like a lot of the Native American stuff is. So like
Right.
it made sense. He slipped up one time though in 5th grade. I had a really pretty teacher who was actually from Texas. And he was like, oh, well, I was actually born in Texas. And I remember thinking like, no, you weren't.
Like, are you
Like,
making that up?
yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
what's going on here? And I remember asking him about it later. He was like, I just always lived in Oklahoma. That's why I don't ever mention being born in Texas. And I was
Mm.
like, I remember thinking like, that's weird, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
was 10.
Right. You just
So
believed them.
yeah, I was like, okay, that's a little odd, but whatever,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't question anything really. I wonder what it would be like if he was still alive though sometimes with all like the technology, the
Oh, yeah.
23andMe
Oh, yeah.
stuff. I'm like,
Yes.
oh, you would have had to fess up, buddy.
Yes.
Like, oh gosh.
So why
Um,
do you think, do you know why he made that all up and
I
did stuff
so
happen?
Like I always say, I wasn't here, or like I don't know the truth like fully.
Right.
Like he's the only one that will know fully like why he did it. I want to say he was like sending money for bills back home and they weren't being spent on his bills, and he just got tired of the family and like cut everybody off, and that was easier for him to just
Wow.
cut everybody off and start fresh.
Murdered him off.
Murdered them off. Like, oh my gosh, I can't
That's a
even. Yeah,
story.
I was like, why
Yeah.
would you tell me that? Like,
Right.
were you trying to give me a traumatic childhood?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so I don't know. But yeah, so they like traced, and I guess they had called my grandma, and she said she couldn't take me in, but he had a brother only like an hour and some change away. And they were like, please call him and then see.
Okay.
And so the family actually knew about me, but I just never knew about them.
Right.
Um, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's great they respected my dad, or like, just maybe couldn't get through, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because you really don't know what that last exchange was like between all of them or what
Yeah.
really happened.
Yeah. So I do actually like his goddaughter is one of my cousins. She had like somehow like tracked him down and like was emailing him. So they like corresponded a little bit, I guess. And then I remember being like 7 years old, I think, and these three strangers showed up on our doorstep. And my dad told me that they ran out of gas or locked their keys out of their car or something like that. But it ended up being my cousin, like two of my cousins, and like one of them's girlfriend
They just
that
showed
had come
up.
down. Yeah. Yeah. And I guess like I don't know, I think they said that like when my dad opened the door, they're like, God, you look just like grandpa. Like,
Really?
yeah. And he was like, like, because he had like made this whole story, and then
Yeah.
my mom was, I guess, kind of like, what's going on or whatever,
Yeah, so your
but like in a
mom,
fog.
though, she knew him after all
Yeah.
that, so
So
she
she knew
probably
the
just
same
thought the same
story
thing.
I
Okay.
knew. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
I know, it's wild. It's wild. He even like had a trike and like took them out on like a motorcycle ride. And I remember thinking like, why would you take strangers out on a motorcycle ride? Like
Right.
this
They
is
just
very
ran out of
bizarre.
gas, Dad.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm like, this is very bizarre, but whatever. Okay. Like I
Right.
was used to weird stuff. So like,
Yeah.
okay, why not? But yeah. Yeah.
So how did you feel after finding out? I mean, you just lost your dad, and then okay, now there is family. You have all this
Yeah.
family.
So, like, I grew up Native American. I
Yeah.
remember sitting, one of the times I went to Goldsboro to visit with my aunt and uncle prior to me moving in with them just to do like some visits. I didn't
Right.
realize we were doing visits to feel it out to see.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now looking back, I was like, oh yeah, that's what that was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember sitting in the back of their truck in the middle and then just being like, wait, so I'm Mexican? And they're like, yeah, you are. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, that's
Right.
cool. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I just remember like one day, like something's just clicking, and like I had so many periods of that happening. And I'm
I
like,
bet.
this is so bizarre to
Did it
me.
make you angry at all? Like with your dad, or were you
I honestly don't think I ever felt anger.
okay?
I'm usually like pretty easygoing anyways, and like
Yeah.
just go with the flow. But I just remember thinking like, you could have told me.
Right. Right.
But also like he was protecting himself in the best way he knew possible. So
Yeah.
I have to respect that too.
Right.
But like, I don't know. Sometimes I think I just felt sad more than anything
Yeah.
because it's like he's got this family and they're wonderful people. I mean, we
Right.
all have our own things, but
Sure.
like they loved him. You can tell.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know. When they got up with my uncle and called him, they're like, "Hey, Rick's been in a car accident. He didn't make it, and we have Claire. Like, she needs a place to go." My uncle did not hesitate. Is the story that
Really?
I've been told multiple times. Yeah, he was like, "She can live with us." Like, took me in
Oh.
like right away.
Where were they?
They were literally. So I grew up in Jacksonville, North Carolina, like on the coast. They were like just an hour and 15 minutes inland from where I
Away from
lived.
where you grew up?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh
So,
gosh. Did they have
and
kids
they
too?
did, but it's so funny because they're, similar ages to my parents. But they had their kids young. So their youngest one was 12 years older than me.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I have 5 cousins with them that are pretty much like my siblings,
Yeah.
to certain degrees. It's great. But yeah.
They probably embraced you more too, being that they were older, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. So, I don't know. They were tough on me though. I remember like thinking like, "Oh my God, I have rules."
Oh,
And,
because you
like,
didn't
yeah, I
before,
mean, I
because
really
dad was
didn't.
kinda
Yeah, and like so my dad had to work and then like during the summer he just left me at home. I was at home all day, so like I just did my own little thing.
right.
Um Prior to me, being like 11 or 12, he would like take me to like the pool on base and like leave me at the pool. Like I did
Mhm.
swimming lessons growing up, so a lot of the lifeguards knew me, so I could hang out at the pool all day,
Okay, okay.
which was also nice, really fun for
Yeah.
me. But yeah, I remember it being like a huge shock
Yeah.
though, because I was like, oh, I have expectations.
Right.
These people want me to do well. They want
Yeah.
me to be a good citizen. Like, I don't
Right.
know. Yeah.
And they were just teaching you all the things then, yeah,
Yeah,
that you
just
didn't.
normal things.
Yeah.
Like, prior to living with them, this is so embarrassing, but, like, I didn't even cut my own steaks. Like, my dad always, like, cut my steaks for me, and I was like, "What do
Really?
you mean I have to cut my own food?"
Like, how am I supposed to do this?
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh my god." I'm sure they were like, "This 13-year-old, like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be
Right.
a lot of work." And I'm sure it was, but I don't know, I'm so thankful that they didn't give up on me. Yeah.
Gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And they never really talked about it about your dad and
Not really. They've
yeah.
never had anything negative to say. I mean, every once in a while, especially like now, we can just be like, I don't know why he did it. And it is
Right.
just what it is. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot, so young.
Yeah.
So you were with them till you were 18 then?
And then, like growing up with my parents, like we didn't talk about college and stuff. Never really thought about that being on my radar. With my aunt and uncle, it was like discussed, like a couple of my cousins had gone to college and stuff. And
Okay.
then I remember being like in senior year and like going to apply for college and because I wanted to live at the beach. And then I went to go apply for that college down there. And I got to the end and they wanted an essay and I was like, no. And I closed out
I'm
of
not
it.
doing
And I
that.
was like, I'm not writing. And then I
Yeah.
just closed out of it. And then like January came around and my friends were getting their acceptance letters or whatever. And I was like, oh, oops.
Yeah, I better start.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, I didn't even apply anywhere. And I was like, you know what? I'll just try this one university and see what happens. I got accepted within like a week or something.
Oh,
But it
good.
was like where my aunt had gone and one of my cousins had gone. So I was like, yeah, I'll just try it and see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think I had any like exact goals of like what I wanted to do. I think
Right.
I was just kind of like floating through life a little bit there.
Yeah,
And then
sure.
made it in and then so yeah, I went off to college and then I did like move back for a summer and then after that I ended up buying a place in that town cuz I didn't want to pay rent anymore. And then yeah, I
Right,
just like
good.
lived there until I graduated and then I did move
Wow.
back home briefly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So did you finish college? Did
I
you get done?
did. I
Okay.
did, yeah. I mean, even in orientation, I was like, I don't even know what I want to do with my life. I just knew I like to help people. And
Yeah.
this one girl was like, well, I'm gonna try nursing. And I was like, yeah, sure, let's go for that. I don't
Okay.
know. I
Yeah,
just
that's right, 'cause you're an RN.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And
In the crazy ass ER.
yes, I
Oh,
love it. Oh man, I had a retirement job for the last like 5 years of my life, and I was like, I need to
oh.
do something
Wow, that's
else.
completely different.
It is completely different.
But it's always like a surprise.
It is, yeah.
There's
You
there's not
never know
much
what you're gonna
routine.
get. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I just love that I'm constantly learning and stuff. And
Okay.
yeah, it's been great.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us more. What else? What's going on after high school and or after university you graduate? Did you get like your
I
BSN or
did get
something?
my
Okay.
BSN. I honestly though, like I haven't really like talked to I guess like my close friends know this, but sometimes like I struggled with alcohol in
Okay.
college. Yeah. I guess I take after my mom a little bit.
Right. Could
Not in
be.
the best ways. Actually though, while I was in college right before nursing, I tried to get into the fall semester. I my GPS is it no,
GPA, right?
GPA,
Yeah.
yeah. There you go, that tells you what I'm like. My GPA was not high enough. It was good, like, I was a lead chemistry tutor and stuff, but, like, it was so, like, hard to get into in the fall
Probably real
semester.
competitive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I decided to minor in psychology, took 5 psychology classes, and then I got the wild idea, like, maybe I'll go to Sweden and, like, visit my mom as an adult.
Yeah.
Because like, we, like, talked on Facebook a little bit I'm not like a handwritten letter person, and she is. I feel so bad. Like looking back at it, I was like, I could have done more. But like, Facebook was nice because I could message her on there. And
Right.
if I didn't want to read stuff, I just didn't have to read
Right.
stuff, unfortunately. And
Well, and you
then
probably had a lot of mixed emotions too.
yeah, but I remember like thinking like maybe I can meet her as an adult and see how this is. I think I had hoped she changed.
Yeah.
And she didn't. But it was good to go as an adult and, like, meet her as an adult because
How
it had
long did you
been
stay?
I stayed for a month. So
Okay.
I asked to take some of my exams early. I did well in some of the classes. I didn't even have to take exams. And so I
Okay.
was able to go for, like, a full month the first time I went. Um, my family didn't quite know me, so they let me stay with her. I don't know, it was just how it was. And
Mhm.
then, it was a huge shock for me. I was
Really?
like, "Oh,
Why?
man," because I had been living, with my aunt and uncle, and they provided structure and, like, a clean house and, like, just,
Mm,
like, really good stuff that, like, I thrived in,
right.
and, like, I grew up in, like, chaos, you know what I mean? Like, beer cans everywhere, trash everywhere, like, stuff just
Right.
everywhere, and it really affects me. And then so like going to like my mom's house, she had like a little 1 bedroom apartment and there was stuff everywhere. She After my dad passed away, she was granted access back to the States, so she got a lot of stuff from the house. And so that
Oh,
was weird for me to see some of the things that like I grew up with and I was like, "Oh,
right.
wow." Like, yeah.
Were you kind of thinking, why'd you get this? And I
Yeah, a little
don't?
bit,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, one was, like, a papoose that, like, they used to put me in because I grew up Native American, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then she was like, "When I die, you gotta take this," and I was like, "I don't really, like I know it's great, but I'm not gonna take that back to the States if
Right.
that ever happens,"
Right.
like, I was like, "That's a little too much for me."
Oh
I don't
god.
know.
So why was she allowed to go back just because she was his wife? Or
She, I guess, pleaded with I don't know who you talked to for that.
yeah.
But yeah, so she was able to go back. I think they were divorced actually at that
Oh,
point. I think he filed for divorce while she was in Sweden and I think
okay.
was granted that. Um, yeah.
What happened when you were there for that month?
Oh man. Oh man. She showed her true colors, that's for sure. I was like, okay, this is the mom I remember.
Ugh.
Yeah. So I mean, she did well with certain things. She wanted to go to Germany at one point because one of her best friends was there. And I was like, yeah, that's fine with me. Like, and that was like my godmother, I guess.
Okay.
We went over there. She was a very nice lady. So my mom grew up like riding horses, doing like uh horse shows,
Oh,
stuff
okay.
like that.
Yeah.
Had a lot of ribbons, and then I guess she met this lady in Germany and like worked at her stables and stuff like that. My mom was also a carpenter, I believe, in Germany. Um,
Did
when
you
she
know
was
any of
younger.
this?
I did know that she was a
Okay.
carpenter because my dad was like, "Oh yeah, your mom used to do this stuff," and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." Like, yeah.
Right.
But my mom, she was disabled early on because she had really bad rheumatoid arthritis. I want
Oh,
to say she
okay.
was diagnosed like in her teens with it.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I remember her like fingers just being awful except for the one finger she used to open up her cans. Like that one was
Oh,
still had,
Lord.
yeah, that one was still pretty good. But yeah. Um, but so we went over there and her friend knew she had an alcohol problem and tried to like hide the alcohol from her and my mom, gosh, at like 10 a.m. was just in
Ooh.
all sorts. It was so bad. I felt so bad for her and I was like, you're gonna kill her. Like you can't just do this to her.
Yeah.
And like I wouldn't drink around my mom because I didn't want
Right.
to egg that on.
So
But
she was an everyday, all day
all
alcoholic.
day,
Yeah.
yeah. Would fall asleep multiple times throughout the day. Like, that's how I grew up, like, sun up to sundown. Sometimes couldn't get in the house as a kid. I'd have to go to, like, the neighbor's house or whatever, or, like, go play in the backyard. After, like, in a lot of the court documents that I got, there was, like, an instance where I think there was 2 instances on there, that one when I was 3 and, like, one when I was 5, but I, was locked out of the house for apparently several hours while my parents were, like, drunk inside or something, and,
Oh,
like, I
dad was
couldn't get
too?
in. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
because like, them together, like, that was his only way
Toxic.
to tolerate. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how anything else that happened while you were there for that month? You went there
Oh,
more than
yeah.
once?
I did go back. Yeah, I
Okay.
think I, like, went for almost, like, once a year for quite a few years
Okay.
after that. Um, so that was she was put in jail at the end of 2000, and so this was, like, the December of 2012.
Okay.
So I was 20 at the time. And, she talked to me about my dad and like his story. And like, I remember telling her, like, Mom, I don't know why he told us that. I was like, he told me the same thing. I grew up believing the same things.
Right.
I was like, but he's not here to defend himself. And
Right.
like, we're not going to talk about it
Yeah.
because we don't know why he did that. I was like, I'm sorry you're struggling with it. I was like, I do struggle with it too, but
Right.
he's the only one that knows.
Right.
And like, we're never going to
It's just
know.
it's just so far-fetched,
It
you know?
is,
Like,
yeah, and I'm sure it's traumatic for her too,
yeah.
because like, you know
And for you though, he tried to be a good dad, so it's like
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever fairy tale he was living in,
Yeah,
then
he was
maybe
just
he was
living.
coping with something, you
Yeah,
know? We just never
exactly.
know.
I know. Man, with technology today though, I'm like, I wonder how that would work out for him. Like,
It
just being like,
wouldn't have.
"What? No,
It
it
would
would
not
have."
have.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, so like we got in a fight about that, and then I remember her just like being like really drunk at one point, and I think this was like right before Christmas. I want to say
She a
like,
mean drunk?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
I want to say it was like December like 23rd or something like that, because over there like we would celebrate on the 24th together, and she just got really really mean and nasty with me, and then she was like, "You need to get out of here." And I remember thinking like this is my place of where I'm like staying. Like you really want me to go, but I'm
Right.
also stubborn. Like I'll go.
Right.
So I got up, went to the bathroom, and started like packing a few clothes in a bag. My goal was to get to her brother's house. I knew he lived close by, but over there in the winter, like it gets dark at like 3:30 because they're so
Oh,
up north. And it was
yeah.
like a different area. I didn't know things too great, but I was like, I'm just gonna make it to my uncle's house. I was gonna call him.
You're like, "Yep, you want me to leave? Okay."
Yeah, I
Yep.
was like, I think it's a great idea, honestly. Like, you
Yeah.
can chill out and I can go, and then like we can hang out a different day. Like, it'll be
Right.
fine.
Right.
I go back to the table to go grab the phone, and she had taken it. She let me borrow like a little phone while I was there, so I had a way of calling like family and stuff.
Mhm.
And I was like, "Can I please have the phone?" And she was like, "No." She's like, "If you're leaving, you can't have it." I was like, "But Mom, I need to call Uncle Jorgen. Like, I just need to get to his house." And she's like, "No, if you're gonna leave, you can figure it out," kind of thing. And I
Mm.
was like, "I'm stubborn. That's fine. I'll go."
Right.
So I was like, "Okay." And then she, like, you could tell, like, she didn't want me to leave, but I was like, I was going because it
Right.
was just like, it was
It's went too far
escalating.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was escalating. At some point she had kind of like pushed me. I don't remember if it was that night or a different night because, like, it's just how she got.
Right.
And like, I'm not gonna push back. Like, that's my mom, like, at the end of
Yeah.
the day. But like, you're not gonna, as an adult, you're not gonna treat me this way. Like, I couldn't
Well,
leave before, but now I
if
can.
she'd even remember,
Yeah,
if she was
exactly.
drunk. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I left and I started walking. I got to my uncle's house, and yeah, I stayed there, and he was like, "Hey, your mom's still invited for, tomorrow." I was like, "That's fine. Like, it'll be okay."
Right.
And then the next day, like, family was coming over, so she has a brother and a sister and her mom, and I think my grandpa, yeah, he was still alive at the time. I
Okay.
want to say like everybody was coming over for like a celebration so we could all be together, and I've got
Yeah.
cousins over there too. I was like, "Yeah, that's fine. Like, first of all, like, it's your place. You can invite whoever, but like, I don't want her to be alone either.
Right.
Like this is the first time I'm here in this many years. Like, it
Right.
would be nice to like have a good Christmas together."
Right.
But yeah, so she came over and like was comfortable, so she was drinking too. And like towards the end of the night, like my cousin was gonna take her home, and her sister said something to her about her drinking, and like she didn't need to drink anymore because she was about to
Oh, you
go home.
tell a drinker,
Y-
especially when they're kind of a drunk every day, they're
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
Oh, that
She did
had to be
not respond
bad.
very well to that. She said something
Yes.
to my aunt. I don't remember exactly what she said. And I was like,
Oh,
"No, Mom, like you don't really need to. Like, don't talk to her like that."
oh
Or I
my
don't know
God.
exactly what I said to her. I set her off. She was like, "F you, you bitch." And yeah, just went off on me. And I just remember just like feeling so defeated.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, I asked for it speaking up. So like I
You
knew how
can't
she
win with
was.
them,
You
though,
can't.
in those
I went
situations.
to, my uncle's laundry room and just FaceTime my aunt and uncle immediately, and I was, like, sobbing, and I was
Oh,
like, "I'm so homesick, like, I miss you guys, like, I don't know what I'm doing over here, like, I'm just trying," and they're like, "You can come home, like, it's okay." And I was like
oh,
and I knew I could always come home, like, that's fine, but I was
right.
like, "No, I do wanna spend time, like, with my grandma and grandpa and, like, my
Yeah,
other family
sure,
too,
of
like, while I'm here."
course.
I was like, "I don't think I'm gonna go back to her house, though." I didn't feel comfortable, honestly, just, like, with her how she got. So I wanted to go get my things, and I don't remember if I still had the key to her house or what, but I went over there with my aunt. She was with a guy, I think, who used to be like a police officer over there. And
Okay.
so, like, he knew like the laws and stuff.
Right.
And he was like, if your mom doesn't let you in, you can't go in, whether you have a key or not. I was like, but these are my items. Like, I need my clothes. And he was like, I don't want you to get in trouble. He was
Wow,
like, and
yeah,
the
that's
way she,
different than here,
yeah,
you
he's like,
know?
the way with how she is right now, I don't want you to get in
Yeah.
trouble. And then so we would go over there and we would see she was still up drinking, and then I'd close the door, and then like, yeah. And then
Waiting
so
for her to pass out?
basically,
Yeah.
so at one point I remember like going over there, opening the door, and she was not in the living room anymore. And I got my stuff and took it to my uncle's house. And I
She
told
didn't
her,
wake up.
no, no, she was out. Yeah.
Oh,
And,
yeah,
like, I
because it's
felt
so
so skeezy doing it, but I was like, "I need my things,"
yeah,
like
but they're so volatile when they're like that. You don't know
yeah,
what you're
you
gonna
have
get.
to avoid it
Yeah,
sometimes in the
yeah,
best way possible, and I remember thinking and feeling guilty, like, I know she's gonna wake up in the morning and be like, "Where's her stuff?"
right.
But, I mean, like, her actions help lead us there,
Yeah, yeah,
so, I don't know. I didn't stay with her after that, I would stay with my uncle primarily,
okay.
even, like, when I would go back and visit other times, she
Well,
knew
that's
I was gonna
smart
stay.
just to avoid it.
Yeah, yeah, so
Did she ever apologize?
no, she didn't do anything wrong, I egged her on.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
So, yeah, I don't
That
know.
that doesn't feel good.
No, it doesn't, but it was her, and I understood,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, as long as you know that,
Yeah.
and don't blame yourself.
No, I don't. Every once in a while, I do feel a little guilty, like, I'm like, "God, I could have been a better kid," and then, like, my close friends will
No.
remind me, they're like, "You did so
Right.
much more than anybody I know would
Right.
do."
Especially being treated that way,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, because I could have easily just walked away, blocked her,
Yeah.
never looked back.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So
So when did you stop going?
I would go back. I went back, I think, like the next summer. I went back. One of the years I went back with like one of my best friends. We went there for like a month also, which was
Wow.
great. Yeah.
Stay with
We
your uncle?
Yep, we
Yeah.
stayed with my uncle, but she like went with me to like my mom's house too though, and like we would like cook for my mom and hang out with my mom and stuff. And my mom really enjoyed that. She
Okay.
always treated like other people better than me, which was fine. That's
Right.
just, how it
Yeah.
is.
Right.
But yeah, and my friend, she did so great with my mom too.
Oh,
I even
good.
like when I was cleaning out my mom's things, I found a postcard that my friend had written her. And she's like, Elizabeth, I thought you would really like this postcard. It was like Mount Rushmore, but like their butts on it or something. And my mom was like vulgar. She loved that stuff.
Yeah.
So she had kept it. So I actually still have that.
Aw.
Yeah, I don't know.
Was she wasn't working or anything?
No, so she, I think, was like basically like permanently like disabled because of her hands in
Because of
her
the
30s.
okay, alright,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Ugh.
she lived off like the Swedish government. Even like when she lived over here, she would get assistance from them.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
okay,
So,
okay. So
um,
she never really had, like, a career or anything like that?
no, not that I knew
Yeah.
of, like with her. No.
Are you guys still in contact at all,
She
or
passed away 3 years ago.
Oh, she did. Did you already tell
Yeah.
me that?
I don't know.
Okay, I didn't think
I don't
so.
think so.
Oh,
Yeah, she did. So I would go back and visit, and then I had my kid and I wanted to go, but COVID happened.
oh.
Yeah, and I really thought she should meet her grandkid at least once.
Yeah.
Um, and she passed away 2.5 weeks prior to that.
Ugh.
Yeah. One of the year I was getting married, she was diagnosed with cancer for a second time. So I flew over there
Oh,
and went to like try to help her out, like take her to get like her PICC line for her treatments, like
right.
stayed with her after her first treatment. That visit, I ended up staying with her the whole time.
Okay.
And then like we did some stuff like
Well, she probably wasn't drinking, I hope,
no,
right?
she was. She told me, she's like, yeah, the first time I went through this, I asked the doctor if I could still drink, and he said, yep. And I was like, did you tell him how much you were drinking, though? And she was like, nope. I was like, yeah, I didn't think so.
Did your relationship feel a little different when you were over there, like taking care of her?
It was a little different. Like, I did have a beer with her, like during the day and
Yeah,
stuff, because I was like, I don't know if this is going to be the last time I see you or not, because,
right.
I've got to go back home.
Yeah.
And like, because I was working full time.
Was she terminal at that
She was not.
point? Okay.
This was the second time she had breast cancer. The first time she had a mastectomy, did well. And I want to say this was almost like 10 years later when she had it again. And I think the prognosis for like living 5 years after being diagnosed with this one, it was relatively like okay, like maybe like
Mm-hmm.
70% or something.
Yeah.
So when she passed away, I was like, did she have cancer again? Like, is that what got her? And over there, if there's like an unknown reason and no doctors are around or something, whenever you die, you just get an autopsy, which is great. I think that
Oh,
should happen more. A lot of people would have more peace of mind, I feel like.
right.
And no, they said that there was no evidence of cancer. She was actually in the hospital, and I remember like calling the nurse's station. It was like 4:20. I remember calling the nurse's station. And I was like, "Hey, like this is my mom. Like she did say I can talk to you guys, because
Right.
they wouldn't give any information." I was like, "I'm not like her family that's over there. I'm her daughter from USA." And I was like, "I
Right.
just want to know." And then like they were just saying like, "Oh, she's just really tired. They're running tests." She's like, "But she's actually downstairs smoking right now." I was like, "Oh my
Oh, shit.
God."
She's a smoker
She
too.
was like a chain smoker all day.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. I guess she had a massive heart attack.
Really?
Yeah. So she was discharged from the hospital on 4/21. My uncle was made aware that she, I guess, was like drunk in town. Yeah. Got her back to her place.
As soon as
And
she got out of the hospital.
yeah,
Yeah.
hammered. Yeah. I have a picture of her actually after like getting either her PICC line or one of her treatments, and she's like smoking a stove and has a beer and is like stealing figs from a tree, and she honestly looks the happiest. And
Oh,
I was like, it's like one of my favorite pictures just because it embodies her
yeah.
every way
Yeah.
possible. But yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So
gosh, you would have thought it would have been like cirrhosis or something, you
yeah,
know?
I honestly, I was like, it's either gonna be like lung cancer, it's gonna be
Right.
cirrhosis, she's gonna something.
She was young, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, I mean, she was 66, so I do
That's
think
still
that's
young.
young. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But she lived so hard that honestly, I was surprised she made it so long.
Yeah.
And like my dad, he passed away when he was 50 from a car
Yeah.
accident. So like, yeah. And this was
Oh,
like, I got the call 2 days after my 30th birthday. My cousin called me and I just knew right away what it
you
was.
did.
Yeah. I was actually in the store with my aunt and uncle on base. And I just like dropped to my knees. And like, I'm not a dramatic person,
Right.
at least in that sense. That's just what happened. And I
Right.
just remember like thinking like I knew the day was coming. I just
Yeah.
didn't know when, and I didn't know how I would feel.
Right.
I did feel like some relief for her because I'm like, God, she's not in pain anymore, like
Yeah.
emotionally, physically, stuff like that. Like I felt relief in that way,
Yeah.
but I was still a little sad because it was like she didn't get to meet her granddaughter, and I know she would have wanted to, but I honestly like was nervous for that interaction too because Luna's growing up in a safe home,
Right.
and
She doesn't know all that.
she doesn't know all that, and she doesn't do well with people that don't seem like safe. And I mean, Luna was only like I think like 2 or 3. So, I was like I was
Yeah.
really nervous because I was
Right.
like she likes who she likes.
Right.
And I know my mom wouldn't have been who she liked, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And then she might have been offended or hurt
Yeah,
that,
and I
yeah.
didn't want that to be her impression,
Yeah.
and I just wanted to protect both of them, I guess, in that sense.
Right.
So, but yeah.
I think it's so when our like so with my in my family, I separated myself from my whole family
Yeah.
to
Did you
like
kill them
my
off? I'm
mom.
just
No,
kidding.
no. A lot of them have passed away since, but
Yeah.
no, I didn't do it. I know when my mom was 67 and she
Yeah.
passed away from COVID.
Oh, man.
My stepdad and her both 10 days apart.
Oh,
But I
wow.
had already removed myself from them. That was 2020 since 2010,
Yeah.
like from the whole family because it was
Yeah.
just way too toxic, all the things. But
Yeah.
I remember feeling like probably how you felt in some ways too, where you're like, oh my God, like you feel so bad for them. You feel
Yeah.
bad that their life was like that. They never really like lived.
Yeah.
And selfishly, they never said sorry.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, did you
But they're
feel
never
that?
gonna feel sorry because they didn't do
Yeah,
anything
like,
wrong.
right.
So, I don't know,
But to us, they sure as hell did, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Like, I can imagine that you were probably all over the place with emotions because
Yeah.
I know how it was
I
for
th
me, and
I
it
think
was,
I just knew I was never gonna get that. So if I didn't
mhm.
have that expectation, I wouldn't get hurt.
Yeah,
But that's hard
it
because I had
is.
to figure that out early.
Yeah. And see, me, for whatever reason, I'm 49 now, and I mean, was 2020 when it happened. I still thought in my head that she'd end up being like, "Oh, I have 2 beautiful granddaughters and a
Yeah.
daughter," and,
We always hope for
like,
the best.
yeah, you think that maybe they'll just bump their head and realize one day,
Yeah. Yeah.
but then you never get it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you would think like, oh, they would want to be more present. They would want to do these things, but
Because we know we would be
yeah,
kinda thing.
that's why we're
Yeah.
different with
Yeah.
them though.
Yep.
We
I
break the
know.
cycle. We do better.
I know.
We're the parents we needed.
You sure did break the cycle,
I
it sounds
did.
like, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I'm very open and honest with my daughter too. I mean, and she's only 6, but like I
Mhm.
talk to her like a little mini peer.
Yeah.
She knows things. The other day,
You're smart.
the other day we baked cookie or cupcakes because my dad's birthday was the 13th. He would have been 71, and my mom's
Oh.
birthday is actually today.
Oh, it
So she would have been
is?
70. Yeah. And
Oh.
and so, like, I try to, like, bake with her in between the weeks just to do, like, a little birthday shindig for them.
Yeah.
Um, and so I just took her to Sweden for a couple of weeks in the summer, and, my grandma is still alive over there.
Oh,
And
she
then
is.
yeah, she's so cute too, like, typical little Swedish lady. Her name is
Yeah.
Inga Lil. She's the cutest cat lady, love it.
Oh, I heard it's so beautiful there.
It is. It's gorgeous. I was over there and I was like, why did I move to Chattanooga? I should have moved here. But then,
Right.
like, I would be so homesick for my aunt and uncle. Um,
Oh, I
but
love that you're so close to
I
them.
know, I love them. I know sometimes, like, over the last couple of years, I haven't, like my, like, mental health was in a really low place. It's gotten better, but I haven't, like, been as open with them and talked to them as much lately, but
Right.
yeah, I don't know. Went to go visit them a couple weeks ago. They took Luna for a week and a half, to do she
Oh.
went on, like, a little grandparent tour in North Carolina with all her grandparents, which was
Oh.
hard on me because I had just spent, like, 2 whole weeks with her. It was just
Yeah.
us against the world, and then,
Right.
she was gone for 3 weeks, and I've never spent more than, like, 4 nights away from her until then, and I was like, "Oof, what do I do with all my
I
time?"
know.
I was like, "I guess I'll pick up extra shifts,
She
work on the
probably had a
house."
blast,
She
though.
did, she had a great time, yeah.
Oh.
But we were baking these cupcakes the other day, and I was like, "Yeah, we're gonna do them for grandma and grandpa." And she's like, "But grandpa's dead." And I was like, "Okay, yes, he is." I was like, "So is grandma." And she's like, "No, she's not. We just saw her." And I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
baby, that's my grandma. I'm talking about your
yeah.
grandma."
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh." It was just like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're so smart,
They
though.
are. They're so funny too, and
Yeah.
like just quick with it. It's so funny to me. She keeps me on my toes. Um, but yeah, like I don't like tell her like the bad things. I don't want
Okay.
her to know about them. Like if she ever truly gets curious when she's older, like
Right.
I'll talk to her and tell her.
Right.
But
And
she
definitely
doesn't need to
have those
know.
talks about alcoholism and,
Yeah. I mean, cuz
all
I
that.
mean, I've struggled. I wouldn't say like alcoholic wise, but like I definitely will throw down
Right.
for multiple nights at a time for some
Okay.
periods of time. Actually, after my mom passed away, you think I wouldn't turn to alcohol, but I was like, I'm gonna have a beer for her. And then slowly it turned into like an all day, everyday thing. And then I was like,
Okay.
oh man, I am like just right there with her.
How'd you break that?
Like in the fall, I was like slurring every night.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, oh man.
Depressed? Were you depressed
Yeah,
too?
I was
Yeah.
struggling. Yeah. I remember thinking I got really like I never got drunk around my family, and this was like New Year's Eve. Got pretty drunk around them. I think I drank like a pitcher of beer by myself. Yeah, at the bowling alley, and I was like, "What am I doing?" And I just remember thinking like, "I can't be like this. I don't
Yeah.
want to be like this."
Right.
Um I don't want my kid to think this is normal. Even though I like it, I love the taste of it. I'm
Right.
just like them in that sense. But yeah, I just remember thinking like, okay, I'm gonna do better next year. Next year starts tomorrow. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna limit myself to like one drink a month or something like that. And I struggled at the beginning, but I
Okay.
did it.
You
I
did.
did it, yeah. And I think
Well,
like
congratulations.
Mother's Day, I had a beer with, I took Luna to like a little brewery, had a beer, and then I just didn't drink anymore.
Okay.
I think for like the rest of the year, maybe.
Wow.
Honestly, yeah. I did really well. I was very proud of myself.
Yeah.
I worked hard.
That's hard to do.
Yeah. I voiced that I needed help with that though,
You
and
did?
had some
Okay.
support at least. So yeah, that was
Good.
good at that
Good.
time. Um, and then the following year, this is what, 2024? I think maybe I drank maybe 2 drinks all year or something. Like, yeah, like it just
Good for
wasn't like on my
you.
priority. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
doing well. At like one point I had started running, then I fell off of that because, but
Who wants to
I was like,
run?
when am I supposed to like this? Like I
Yeah.
thought, I mean, honestly, I do better mentally like when I run, so I should probably like get back into it. But I was like, "Ugh, everybody talks about how great this is, and I
Yeah, like they're
like,
addicted to it.
yeah, I was like, and I do hop from like one addiction to another, which is like an issue. So like I was like at one point like working out, I think unhealthy
Mhm.
to a certain
That's all
degree.
normal too with addiction.
Yeah.
You know how it goes.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I did really well with stopping drinking. So I was very proud of myself. I think I did like maybe drink like on her birthday or something like that, and then that was it really. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I did good.
Yeah, well, definitely, you're definitely a survivor.
Yeah.
You had a
Um
lot against you
I
your whole
did.
life.
I feel like I did at least. Sometimes I feel
Yes.
like it's not fair to say that because I'm like, there are people in so many worse situations. But for me, that was like my worst situation.
Yeah.
Why am I comparing myself to other
Right.
people? Like, we all
Exactly.
have our own hardships.
Yes.
Even the happiest person, their hardship could be they didn't get the shoes they wanted or
Right. I was gonna
something
say
like
people
that.
go through a lot less hardship
Yeah.
and they're a freaking mess.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. But that's
Yeah.
their hardship. And like,
Right.
who am I to judge
Yeah.
that it's so different? Like, we all respond differently. We're all individuals.
Right.
We deserve to feel the way we feel.
Well, I'm proud of you. That's
We
awesome.
try.
Yes. You're doing amazing.
Yeah, I feel really good. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've been thriving too since moving to Chattanooga, which has been great. I feel like I've been able to like be myself. I actually have friends here. I struggled where I last lived
Oh,
because like
good.
I had a couple of good friends there, but like I needed more, especially when I was grieving and going through things. I
Right.
was asking people to like hang out and then they'd be like, yeah, let's do it. And then be like, oh, I'm so tired, but like not like replan anything. And then a couple
Right.
days later, I'd see, a group of girls out
They're
and I'd
out
be
doing
like,
stuff.
oh, like I want to be there.
Yeah.
Like becoming a mom was one of the hardest things because it's like the loneliest time
Right.
unless you
Is
have the right
dad
people.
around?
Yeah,
Is
he's
he? Okay.
fantastic.
Okay.
We're not very like open about all this yet, but we did split up a couple years ago, but lived
Okay.
together up
Okay.
until very recently. He's my best friend. He's a
Oh,
great guy. We just
that makes me so happy for your daughter too.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
It works out really well. I mean, like, yeah, we have our issues and stuff, but I don't know. He's a wonderful being. Very thankful that like that's who I, was married to and had a
Right.
kid with.
Right.
Yeah. We just
Oh,
our
that's
journey turned
awesome.
out a little different than we both expected.
Right.
And, I kind of hate it because I had hoped and dreamed for different things and it just sometimes
Yeah.
our brains and our hearts change.
Yeah.
But I
And
still
life just happens.
yeah, I mean, I think he's a wonderful person. He's a fantastic dad. Luna's so blessed. So,
Oh, is
yeah.
he close?
Yeah, so he ended up losing his job and I was like, "Can we move?" And I felt so guilty for feeling so much relief, but I like where we last lived, I just didn't feel like I like truly fit in there.
Okay.
Like I would go to work and patients would be like, "You're not from here. Where are you from?" And I was like, "Does it matter?" like
Jeez.
like does it
Yeah.
matter? But like it did matter to some people.
Yeah.
I was just different. I couldn't quite be myself and he had a wonderful job opportunity, and, he ended up moving up, and I was like, yeah, like we can still stay here. But in my heart, I knew I wanted to like do something different, be somewhere different.
Right.
And then, I don't know if that was part of the reason, like, why we kind of like drifted apart in certain senses. I don't
Mhm.
know. But yeah, I was like, "I'm so sorry to feel this way, but can we move?" Because like, I don't want to, like, just move away with our kid and, like,
Yeah.
yeah, like, no, like, he's a great dad. He's gonna be around. He needs to be around. She needs him.
Right.
Um,
That's good that you could talk to him like that you guys were so close.
yeah, and he was like, "Yeah, let's do it." I was like, "F yeah." Like,
Yeah.
I don't know where to go. I had come out to Chattanooga a couple of times, and I was like, this is kind of fun, like a little hipster vibe, like near the
Right.
downtown stuff. And they had great schools there. That was another thing too. I wanted her. She loves school.
Okay.
Like him and I, we met in college. School wasn't for him, so he didn't finish, and I don't blame him. If I wouldn't have been as successful, I don't know what I'd be doing,
Right.
because I don't know. I didn't study. I didn't buy any like nursing textbooks. I
You
was terrible. I
didn't?
was terrible. Yeah. Yeah.
What are you, like, photographic memory or
I
something?
wish.
Oh
No,
my
I just
goodness.
wing it, and I don't know. I guess I'm like smart enough to get by at least.
I thought it was hard as hell, and I had to study my ass off.
Yeah, I remember this one girl like studying, and like we were kind of making similar grades, and I remember her like just throwing shade sometimes, and I was like, sorry.
It comes natural, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I was like, "Oh, man." I was like, "I'm great, like, I'm thankful you're, like, somebody that's, like, taking it serious." I'm very, like, kinesthetic learner. I like to learn with my hands,
Yeah.
and doing things, and so, like, school reading is just boring to me, like, I don't know. But Luna loves school, and I'm trying to foster that in her, and I want her to go to good schools that, like, will do
Right.
that, like, we'll pick up the slack where her dad and I might not
Right.
exactly fulfill.
Sure.
Um I mean, I do try to hype it up too, though,
Right.
because I'm like, "Yeah, school's great, like, yeah,
Right,
let's read,
right.
like,
It's
we go
awesome.
go to the
Yeah.
library, let's get books," and stuff like
Right.
that. Um, and yeah, so Chattanooga had a really, really good elementary school there. I
Oh.
very much liked it. Found a house in the area of that school, but like also like kind of close to downtown, like where we could like walk to the park and stuff.
Yeah.
And then they had the level 1 trauma center. And then for her dad, I was like, there's so many job opportunities
Mm,
here. Like you can do
good.
the same thing or maybe something different. And he was like, yeah, sounds great. I was like, all right, let's do it. So
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So
Do you have trouble ever, like, not trouble, but how do you feel like when addiction comes through the ER constantly?
I think I have a soft spot when they're not
Mhm.
assholes,
Right,
honestly.
right.
Cause like, yeah, you can have this problem. It's an illness just like everything else is.
Mhm.
Sometimes we can't physically see it, but like, yeah. Sometimes I feel like I advocate for it a little more.
Mhm.
I had a patient recently and I got report and I was like, this is a patient I need to see first. And somebody had like a seizure. And they were like, oh, it's probably from like the withdrawal or whatever. And I feel like it wasn't handled quite so great. And like that was the patient I spent the most time on because I was like, no, this is what's causing this. Like, we need to
Right,
fix this.
right.
Advocated for this patient, try to get more stuff for them, and then got them to where they needed to go at least. So that was good.
Good.
But yeah, I don't know. I've had patients where I told them like, I'm not here to judge you. Like, I'm here to take care of you. I'm going
Right,
to take care of you the same way I would take care of the president of the United States.
right,
Like, if you need me to be a VIP nurse, I'm not it. I'm going to treat everybody the same.
right.
Um at one of my previous jobs, I remember my manager coming out and like taking care of a patient who was an inmate, and he was like, "Oh, they make the other nurses a little nervous or something." I don't remember
Mhm.
exactly
Yeah.
how it was worded, and I was like, "Give me that patient." Like,
Right. Yeah,
I
I'm
don't care.
fine.
And they were like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yeah, I've taken care of plenty of inmates in my lifetime.
Yeah.
When they're shackled, they're not going to do anything to me, but like
Right.
two, like they need love."
Right,
At some point in their life, they didn't feel loved, I'm
right.
sure. Like,
And they're used to getting treated like that,
yeah. Like,
like
I've
alienated
come
and
into a shift and, like, fussed at cops. I'm like, "You need to loosen those shackles. This is not humane." I was like, "These are
really.
way too tight." Yeah. And it's
Wow.
like and the patient's like, "Thank you so much." I'm like, you're my patient. I'm going to take care of you the same
Right.
way I take care of everybody else.
Do the cops give attitude, or
They
they
loosen
just do?
those shackles.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm like, I can't even get a finger in there. And I'm like, and you can see like red marks. I'm like, that's not nice.
Right,
At one point, my mom was an inmate. I would not have wanted her treated that way
right,
just because of her wearing orange.
right, exactly.
So, like, no, we're all human.
Yeah. Are you guys still seeing a lot of fentanyl ODs?
Um, there are quite a few like ODs. I feel like I don't always see that. I feel like they kind of like go to the bay more, and I'm like usually in other areas.
Okay.
I'll work the bay, but not always. Um,
So you love this job.
I do.
Yeah.
It's something I had always wanted to do, but I always lived in small towns that didn't have this, so I like never got into it. And I
Right.
was like, if I'm gonna do this move, I'm gonna do it right. One of the reasons why I actually wanted to go to Chattanooga though is that they have a homeless clinic there,
Really?
and they were hiring a nurse, and I was like, that's what I want to do. Like I felt called to do that. I was like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
My aunt and uncle took me to the soup kitchen growing up to like volunteer and stuff, and like just
Right.
love the population because
Yeah.
like if my mom didn't have the assistance that she did,
Right.
she could
Right.
have been one of them, you know.
And it can happen to anybody.
Exactly. Like I
Yeah.
can be okay right now, but who's to say in a year I won't
Right.
be, you
We
know.
don't know. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it's amazing. I love the interview. I was like, this is what I want to do. But then the ER came in and offered me the job. And I just remember like
Mm,
kind of like being happy but conflicted because I was like,
torn.
no,
Yeah.
I really want to do this job. I think it's wonderful. I think the resources are great. Um, but I was like, "Ugh, I'm only as young as I'm going to be right
Right.
now.
Right.
So I need to take this other job. And I remember calling the lady and being like, I'm so sorry. I felt so bad. And she's like, if you ever want a PRN job, just let me know.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was like, I want to, I need to. Now that I'm like mentally in a better place, I
Right.
like want to reach out, but I think I might just see if I can just at least volunteer or do
Yeah.
something. Um, Even like proud mom moment a couple weeks ago, I took Luna to the library and this man came up to like the window and he's like, do you have any money? And I was like, no. I was like, I have a Pop-Tart. And he's like, I can't have sugar based stuff, like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And like I don't care what story you give me,
Right.
because like, you know, you might be telling me the truth, you might not be.
Right.
Like I'm gonna help you if I can. But like that was the only way I could help him at the moment. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then she goes, Mom, because you know, every year she gets like money for like birthdays and stuff, and like I've got
Mm,
it all saved up for her in a
right.
jar. She's like, Mom, I have plenty of money at home. She's like, we can go home
Oh.
and I can put it in my wallet and we can come back and find him tomorrow and give him some money. And she's
Oh.
like, I need to donate it anyways. And I was like, oh my God, my baby. Like
Yeah, that's my whole
I was
heart,
like, "Oh
girl.
my God." I was like a girl
Yeah.
after my heart, like proud mom moment. Look at her, like 6 years old and thinking about others and like, how can I help?
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, let's start looking. So we like dug through different areas of my car because usually I do have like a pocket like 20 somewhere in
Yeah.
case like I ever run out of
He was
gas,
still
don't have
lingering a
cards.
little bit?
He had
Mhm.
like walked around a little bit, and then we found it. We found some cash.
You did.
Yeah, and so she's like, "Good mom, like let's go." Before he gets too far. So we like chased this man down. I was like, I'm sure we look crazy. And he was like asking some guy, and I felt like the guy was like maybe a little uncomfortable with it. And then so we're like, "Sir, sir," and he turns around and she like beams and hands him the money. And then
Oh.
we're walking away. She's like, I hope that helps him maybe get a gas for a car, and then maybe he can get a job and get a house. And then it
Oh,
was
her
the
little
cutest
heart.
thing, yeah. And I was like, baby, I was like, I love that you think that way. And then like sometimes I'm like sometimes I feel like I'm a little literal and like a little bit of a realist. And I was like, yeah, I was like, baby, I was like, he mentioned he's disabled. He's not, you know, always able to work. I was
Mhm.
like, so I was like, but maybe this will boost his luck a little bit and like good
Oh.
things will happen.
And see, she learned that from you.
Yeah, I was so happy. I was
Oh.
like, "Oh, I love this so much." And I was like, maybe like her and I can start like making sandwiches or something and try and like pass them out or
Oh my God,
something.
she would probably love that.
Yeah, because like she has the heart for it too. And I think it would just be something good for, you know, us to
Both
do.
of you, yeah.
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 So I don't know.
So when you were struggling recently, what did you do to make it better?
Um, I
Was it
The move.
depression?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I've struggled with depression, gosh, for the longest time,
right.
like on and off, was diagnosed with major depressive disorder,
Mhm.
recurrent episodes. Sometimes like it's hard to talk about. you know, with some people, I was often told to just pray about it, which I do like to pray. I do like
Right.
to try to make peace, but sometimes like I need other help too.
For sure.
Been on and off meds for it. I'm actually not medicated right now, except for like my ADHD. Every once in a while, I get too squirrely. I'm like, okay, I
Yeah.
need to take this. But I think it's a little spice in life.
Right.
I wanted to change environmental factors. I just
And see
got
how
in
you
a
felt.
slump of where I
Yeah.
was at. Yeah. Um, yeah.
Wow,
So
no meds right now for that.
yeah, yeah. It's
I'd be afraid for everyone around me if I went off mine.
Yeah, I do struggle and stuff. Have I have great coworkers that are like friends
Oh,
now, and I finally feel like I can fit in and like I can be myself, and like people actually love me for me
right.
and accept me for me.
So it was
Um
like the perfect change, the
it
perfect
was.
move.
Yeah. It was very, very
Oh, I
good.
love that for you guys.
Yeah, I'm very happy. Even though like I do have my days still and like have
Of
my
course.
moments throughout my days and stuff, but overall I'm much happier. And like I went to one of my really good friends' wedding last week, and my other good friends were there, and his wife commented, she's like, "You look happier." She's like, "What's different?" And I was like, yeah, and
Really?
like
It's
that
like
to
the best
me,
compliment
yes,
ever.
I've
Yes.
never been told that.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh my gosh," like, it's outwardly showing now,
Of course.
like,
Yeah.
it's great.
Right.
So, I don't know. I
I
actually
hope you're proud of yourself.
I am. I do struggle though sometimes because 'cause I'm like, "Oh my gosh." I'm
Yeah.
still like a very negative person towards myself, but I've got really good friends, got really good support, people that remind me I'm doing great constantly. I have cheerleaders everywhere.
See, that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's really good. I have people now, like, that I work with that are like, "Do you wanna hang out?" I'm like, "Don't get my hopes up, please, like,
Right.
you don't even understand," and, like, no,
But they're just
they
totally
hang
different.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they hang
Mhm.
out with me. I had a friend, it's so funny, like, at my, like, previous jobs, I've always been, like, the baby, and here I am not the baby.
No.
I'm over here, I'm like, "I've been a nurse for 10 and a half years," and, like, some of these kids have been in, like, a nurse for, like, half a year now,
Yeah.
and, so some of my really like, one of my really closest friends at my new job is Ethan, and he's 25,
Uh-huh.
but he's amazing. He's such a good soul, has a social
Oh,
work background.
really?
Yeah, and it's just like just a good person, and he always like cheers me on, and like if something happens, he'll call me, and it's great because I'm like, "Oh, like I have a safe person." Like
Right.
he's my safe person,
Yeah.
and like I'd like to think I'm his. Like he'll call me if something
Right.
happens even during shift, and I like call him back. I'm like, "I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Like what's going on?"
Because it's
Um
just as awesome to be someone else's person
yeah,
too,
exactly. Yeah,
because you
yeah.
feel like you're giving back.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, it's not just me dumping on people." Like,
Right.
people, like, trust me and, like, can talk to me and feel open to be themselves to me.
Yeah.
But one time and this meant so much to me because, like I said, becoming a mom was really hard. It was, like, the loneliest time. Like,
Mhm.
people don't hang out with you, especially if they don't have kids.
Right.
They don't quite understand or they're just not there in their life yet. And he was like, "Hey," he's like, "I want you to know, like, we don't have to, like, go out and, like, get a drink or something, like, we can go out and go to the park, like, I know Luna's with you.
You're like,
Like, you
"What?"
have Luna." Yeah, he's like, "So if you ever wanna do anything, like, we can do whatever with her." And I was like, "Look at a friend, like, accepting me, not just for me, but me as a mom
Right.
and, like, my little offspring." Like, it's so
Yes.
great, and,
It's
like
such a good, like, message for everyone too, just all the shit you've been through and, struggling with mental health and all the things, and
yeah.
you keep going
Y
until you
yeah.
find what you need.
Yeah, it's great. I've always said, like there's been a couple of times where I just, I could tell Clint, I was like, "I don't have hope anymore, like, I'm worried." And, like
Yeah.
so, like, he knew that and then helped me the best
Right.
way he knew how. Um,
Oh, thank goodness.
but yeah, like, like, I have friends at work, and sometimes I, like, repost the negative things that I think are funny because trauma.
Yeah.
But, like, I have a friend at work, she's like, "Hey, I've seen some of the stuff you've been reposting, like, are you
You
okay?
okay?
I want you to
Yeah.
know the world's a better place with you in it, and if you ever need to reach out, please call me anytime." And it's just, like, it means so much that, like, I finally found, like, my people.
Right.
Like, yes, I have my family, but, like,
Yeah.
I have people that care about me too as
Right.
friends and, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. And, like, I
Because they
tell
choose
people
to,
exactly, yeah.
like, ugh, that's awesome.
It is awesome. And, like, it's something I've always been, like, craving for the last I don't know how many years. And, like, I have it. I mean, I do have really good friends back home.
Mhm.
Like, I have a friend who accepts me for who I am, even if, like, we have our differences. But at the end of the
Right.
day, I know I can call her and she would show up if I needed her to.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, so I do have those really good friends, but now it is nice to actually have the friends in the area that I'm in
Right.
also.
So, what would you say to people out there that maybe are in the same way you felt before you went to Chattanooga, where you were like not feeling it there, you didn't feel like you had anybody, and
Yeah.
you're depressed. What kind of hope?
I don't know. I try to like hope that tomorrow gets better, but like if like that's not where you need to be or
Mm-hmm.
if like that it's just not working for you. Like I was in an area for like 8 years and like I even tried even like had a house built and I was like maybe this will make me feel like this is my roots. It
Right.
just didn't. Like if you have the means go visit or like
Right.
look places up online that like align with your thoughts, your beliefs, stuff like
Yes.
that. Feel like you need to find a place where you can feel safe being who you are.
Right.
People laugh because they're like, "You came to Chattanooga because it's more progressive." Yes. Yes, I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel comfortable being me. Like, people don't
Yeah.
judge me. Like, I'm so used to patients being like, "Oh, you have tattoos, and, like, why would you do that to yourself?" This, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Here, even the grannies hype me up. They're like, "Oh my god, I love that on your
Do
skin."
they?
Yes. So I was like,
Oh.
"Oh, you guys are cute. I'm gonna take you home."
Yes.
But
Yes.
yeah, no, I just find the place where you think you belong or
Mm-hmm.
like that fits in with your beliefs and your thoughts,
Right.
stuff like that. I don't know. It gets better. I know some days it doesn't feel like it will, but you're going to have a sunny day one
Mm-hmm.
day.
If we can always just try to remember, but it's so hard when we're going through it, when we're right in it, that usually the feelings are temporary.
Yeah, yeah,
But sometimes we're so in it
yeah,
that it's hard to see that or
yeah,
even think that.
exactly. And it's just so clouded and like somebody's going to miss you and you
Mm-hmm.
don't know who that somebody is.
Right.
So like just reach out to I don't know. And it's nice to know that I have friends that are like reaching out to me, like, hey, I've noticed this about you.
I love
Please
that
call
you're
me.
posting something and they're like, is she
Yeah,
okay? Let me call and
exactly.
check in. If
Yeah.
more people would just check in,
Yeah, I know. That's the
you
thing
know?
too, though. Like, I think things are getting better. I think, like, like when I was in high school and stuff, it was still very taboo to like have
Mm-hmm.
those thoughts and to be
Right.
open about it. I want my daughter to feel like she can always talk to me about anything.
Yes.
I mean, even since, I mean, she's little now, but like even when she was smaller, I would tell her, like, if you need to have a safe conversation, like, even if you did something like right on the walls or something,
Right.
say, Mommy, I need a safe conversation. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, nothing will happen at that time. We'll talk it through and
Mm-hmm.
we'll think about what needs to happen
Yeah.
afterwards. Like, I just want her to feel like she can be who she is.
Well, you're already building all that in her.
Yeah, I'm trying.
No, that's so awesome.
Yeah,
Well, I'm glad you came and shared your story because I think it'll touch a lot of people.
I hope so. Or
Yeah.
at least maybe one person.
Hey, right? If that's all we get out of it,
Yeah,
it's okay. It's one person because people just need to hear some of these things
yeah,
when they don't feel like there's hope.
exactly. I don't know.
Because you were in some pretty hopeless situations.
Oh, yeah, there's plenty of times I didn't wanna be here anymore
Yeah.
either. I'd
Yeah.
be like, I'm done."
Right.
So, I don't know.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
Me too. I am. I really am. Life's really, really good right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing.
Thank you for having me.
I'm turning inside out.